Hello guys, welcome to the 3D market commentary for today. I'm just going to put the disclaimers up there on the top left hand side, so please read them even if you need to pause the video to do so. Now today is Friday, February 25th, and we'll be going through the market commentary as we do every day, Monday to Friday. Now for those of you that don't know, the 3D market commentary is a video that we do to accompany an email that we send to our free members. That email goes through major world markets and statistics and probabilities associated with them, and we do the video to give it a bit more context. That's called a 3D market commentary because we look at three major statistics and probabilities when it comes to these major markets. So we'll look at that in a second. Now, if you have any questions, you can email me at becky@tradewithufos.com. There's also support@tradewithufos.com, so you can email us on that as well for any help. You can also go to tradewithufos.com/Becky. Let me bring that up. So that's here. From here, you can get different platforms and apps. You can scroll down. You can book one-on-one coaching if you'd like. If you scroll down a little bit further, you'll see our frequently asked questions area, where you'll find other people have asked questions and the answers are there. So you might find some answers in there, or you can log in for free and ask your own question in that area. Okay, so let's move on to the 3D market commentary itself. So I said it was an email that we send. So this is what it looks like. Now this email, like I said, goes through three major statistical likelihoods, probabilities per market. So let's just break down what they are. So the first one that we look at is called market climate. Essentially, it's what's the likely upcoming market direction. Is it likely to go up? Is it likely to go down? Or is it not really likely to go in either direction? Now, we use an app to help us with that. It's called AutoClimate. It's a free app on most platforms you can get it on. And what AutoClimate does is show us in the form of these colored dots where the probabilities lie. So ignore the lines, focus on the dots. If we have a thick red dot, like we have in this example, that shows us probability is down. If we were to have a thick blue dot, that tells us probability is up. And if we had a thin dot of either color, that tells us probability is neither direction. That's AutoClimate, and we'll look at that per market. Then we'll look at buy and sell UFOs. UFOs in this case stands for unfilled orders. And essentially what it means is, where do we have lots of buyers that could push price up and lots of sellers that could push price down? Now, we use an app again to help us with this. It's called Auto UFOs. And you see it here with these little green UFOs, and the prices on the right-hand side show us where the buyers are. These little red UFOs with the prices on the right-hand side show us where the sellers are. So we'll look at that per market as well. And then we'll look at market volatility, which is how quickly we expect the markets to move. So we're going to look at 5 markets. We'll look at the 3 elements per market. On each of the markets, we are looking at a daily chart. So different things happen in different time frames, but we'll be looking at a daily time frame for each of the markets that we take a look at, starting with the S&P 500, which is the top 500 US stocks. Okay, so for the S&P 500, we have a thick red dot, probability downwards there. Now we have sellers up here between 4484.50 to 4422.75. We have buyers down here at 3983.75 to 3933.75. We're kind of in between, not really close to either stacks of buyers or sellers, so unlikely that they have an impact on the markets today. So basically, probability down coming from just the climate for the time being. In terms of volatility, we'd expect that the S&P would move up or down in 1 year by 31%. So in a day, that's 82.92 points. In a week, 182.53 points. And in a month, 379.97 points, either up or down. So that's the S&P 500. Moving on to the next market, which is crude oil. Before I load it, just to highlight here about the different courses that we do. We do courses in futures, stocks, forex, backtesting, trading plans, and psychology. So if you need help in any one of those, our courses are really affordable and very helpful. Now, a lot of the courses will come with a 3-month complimentary access to the apps. Now, AutoClimate is a free app on most platforms that you can use it on, but Auto UFOs is a paid-for app. It's a monthly subscription. Now, depending on which platform you use, depends on how much it costs. Now, you can subscribe directly for the Auto UFOs. You don't need to get a course in order to use the UFOs. You can just use the UFOs as they are and subscribe directly to them. However, most of the time, it's actually cheaper to get a course and get 3 months free access than it would be to just get the UFOs. So check that out and see if that makes sense. Okay, so crude oil, let's bring that up. So with crude oil, we have a thick blue dot, probability upwards. Now we've been going up for quite a while, so bear that in mind, but we do still have probability up right now. We have buyers down at 80.47 to 77.83. So if price were to fall that far, which is quite a big jump, it'd be $12-ish, it may hit these buyers and be pushed up from there. But they're not very close to price, unlikely to affect it today. No sellers above us that we can see. So overall, probability up for crude oil coming from the climate. Okay, now volatility. We would expect that oil would move up or down in 1 year by 49.04%. So in a day, 2.86 points. In a week, 6.29 points. And in a month, 13.1 points, up or down. So that's crude oil. The next market is gold. Now, before I do that, just to highlight the coaching and support that we offer. We do a lot of coaching and support for free, lots of these sessions online. You can watch the recorded sessions on YouTube and Facebook and things like that. We obviously answer questions for free and answer our emails and things like that. Now, there is also a multi-asset advanced coaching membership, which is a small monthly fee to get access to more features and live videos. So check that out if you want to. Otherwise, like I said, we do a lot for free anyway. Okay, so gold, thick blue dot, probability upwards. Now, it is overextended to the upside, meaning it's gone further to the upside for longer than it usually would. So bear that in mind, but still probability up for the time being. Now price is here, and we have sellers all the way up here at 2060.8 to 2027.8. And then we have buyers all the way down here at 1815.8 to 1788.5. So unlikely that either stacks of buyers or sellers affect us today. Probability there coming from the upside then, primarily from the climate. With volatility, we would expect that gold would move up or down in a year by 18.12%. So in a day, that's 21.82 points. In a week, 48.04 points. And in a month, 100.01 points. So that's gold. Okay, the next market is the US dollar. It's responsible for about 80% of transactions worldwide every day. So be aware of what goes on with the dollar. Okay, US dollar has a thick blue dot, probability upwards. Again, we're kind of in between buyers and sellers, unlikely for them to affect us today. We have buyers here at 96.25 to 96.65. We have sellers here at 98.55 to 97.935. Again, unlikely to affect us today, so probability to the upside coming from the climate. In terms of volatility, we'd expect movement up or down in 1 year of 8.1%. So in a day, 0.5 points. In a week, 1.09 points. And in a month, 2.27 points, either up or down. So that's the US dollar. Now, the final market is bakkt Bitcoin. Now, just as I load this, to point your attention down here towards our platform. We call it TOP. It stands for Predictive Options Planner. Now, I know it says options in the name, but you can use it for analysis and execution, depending on which broker you're connected to, for futures and stocks, and analysis for Forex as well. If you're an options trader, this platform is especially helpful because it comes with a lot of exclusive apps that help you. Okay, Back to Bitcoin, we have, let me just squidge it down a little bit. We have a thick red dot, probability down. Again, same as the other markets, we're kind of in the middle between buyers and sellers. So prices here at 39,000-ish. We have sellers up here at 44,440 to 43,600. We have buyers down here at 32,820 to 31,615. And we're 39,000 in between. So again, unlikely that they impact us today or soon. So probability downwards there coming from the climate for Bitcoin. Now, in terms of volatility, we'd expect Bitcoin to move up or down in 1 year by 73.42%. So in a day, that's 1,802.6 points. In a week, 3,968.25 points. And in a month, 8,260.57 points. So that's all of our markets. We now have an understanding on each of them of 3 major elements that we should be thinking about as traders. We have an understanding of the climate. By using AutoClimate as our app to help us, we've got a better idea of if these markets have probability down that we see from a thick red dot, probability up that we see from a thick blue dot, or probability in neither direction that we would have seen from a thin dot. So we've looked at that per market. Then we looked at buy and sell UFOs. Where were the buyers that could push price up? Where are the sellers that could push price down? And what are the prices associated? And then we looked at volatility, how quickly we expect these markets to move or how far we expect them to move within given periods of time. Now, one more thing to be aware of when we're trading is what's happening in terms of news and economic things that are going on. Now, we don't necessarily use this to dictate whether or not we buy or sell, but we can use it to understand the extra volatility that might be coming into the markets. Needless to say, what's going on with Russia and Ukraine at the moment will likely be adding some volatility and some uncertainty into a lot of markets around the world. So be aware of that as an ongoing situation. But in terms of specific news reports that are scheduled to come out that might impact particular markets, we get this from fxstreet.com. We filter by high impact news. And what we can see is that today we had some news earlier on in the morning, US time, that would have or might have affected European markets. And then we have some news coming out around about now that might be affecting US markets and the US dollar. So be aware of that. Okay, so any questions? You can email me or you can go to tradewithufos.com/Becky. You can get apps and platforms from here. You can book one-on-one coaching. And if you scroll down, you might be able to find answers to your questions already here, or you might be able to log in for free and ask your own question. Okay, so today is Friday, so I wish you guys a great end to your trading week and a great weekend ahead. I'll be doing a stock session later on this afternoon. So for those of you that can join me, please do. And I will see you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.